What's up, guys? The official damage rankings have just dropped, so let's go over the new best damage units in Anime Last Stand after the tournament and Rengoku Evo update. But before we hop into, guys, remember we are on the road to 1 million subscribers, and when we get there, we're gonna be doing the 1 million Robux giveaway. We are at 916k, and actually, let's update it. Dang, we're making a lot of progress, guys. It is accelerating. So we actually got 600 more subs since the last video update. So let's go update the list. Also, guys, remember we have a star code BLAM, so enter that in whenever you're buying Robux. All right, star code BLAM, and I really appreciate it, guys. Every time you use my star code, it supports the channel and doesn't cost you anything. All right, here we go. Let's go through the damage rankings. Let's start at number 50 like we normally do, and while we do that, I'm gonna be cooking in infinite mode, and I'm gonna show you guys in game some of the top damage units that I recommend you guys use for certain different modes. So I also have to get Broly down because let's just say Broly cooks a little bit later. All right, let's start off with the one and only Byakuya Eva. Wait a second, why is he all the way down here at number 58? I thought you said he was a good unit, Blam. Well, take a look. This is without his passive. Now, if you guys don't know, Byakuya's passive means he has to have Rukia. If he doesn't have Rukia, he's effectively doing half the damage. So if you bring Rukia in him, he'll be doing double, and we'll see that later on this list. All right, here we go. Let's go over some of these real quick. So these units, I would say, don't even bother using for infinite modes or like late modes. They're kind of getting down bad a little bit. The one exception is Pucci, Made in Heaven. He does have a very nice full AoE. And Rimuru as well. Now, surprisingly, Rimuru is now all the way down at number 53 with 1.34 billion AoE DPS. So she's actually like rapidly moving out of the meta and might get a buff soon. Dio and Ichibei, they are both at number 51 and 52. They are also falling off the meta, especially because you can kind of see their AoE DPS is very, very low. All right, next up we got Whis and Beerus. Now I believe these are without the passives, so you can kind of see how bad their AoE DPS is. Like, that is actually really, really bad. Thankfully their normal DPS is pretty good, and they're really good if you use them together. I'll show you in a second. All right, next up we have some newer units actually, Brook Evo and Monster Destructive. Surprisingly, these are also sort of moving out of the meta. You can kind of see their AoE DPS is very bad, except for Brook. Brook has a very nice thing, and there's that Frostbite we were showing earlier. Brook's actually not that bad. I believe I have Brook Shiny. He's actually pretty solid. All right, next up we have Yamamoto and Gojo Unsealed. Number 44 and 45. Now, I will say he does have a decent AoE DPS, but surprisingly, that's a lot lower than I expected for these units. Next up we have a couple of the, the units for the slime update. These are also kind of moving down in the meta a little bit. I will say Veldora isn't that bad. 1.12 billion AoE DPS is pretty good. Rengoku Demon, this is without his passive. He's ranked at number 41, which is shockingly low. However, he does have his passive, which might be permanent. So let's take a look at that real quick. So I'm gonna go upgrade him. Now the nice thing about him is he's actually really good for story modes and macroing. That's kind of what he's more of a progressive mode unit. But you can kind of see, like, even with max skill tree and only Overlord, he's still doing some decent DPS here. And his stats are pretty good as well. So you can see he's still pretty good, has a pretty nice big AoE. Now Demon Burst. Okay, there you go. You can see his damage just got massively increased. That definitely makes him a little bit better. But I don't know if it's permanent or not. So let's wait a little bit and we'll see if it's permanent. We'll check it in like 100 seconds. All right, next up we have a couple units. Actually, one I recommend as well, Jiren Full Power. Now, Jiren is more good for raids, tournaments, and progressive modes. Same with Rengoku, who's very good for tournaments. You can kind of see his stats right there. 400 million damage, pretty good. Johnny and Kira, these are from the JoJo update a while back. 37 and 38. Their like normal DPS is pretty good, but their AoEs are pretty bad. However, I will say that Johnny has slow and cripple, which is pretty useful. Ichigo, he was that portal unit. Now look at his stats though. Yeah, those stats are mad scuffed. So I can't really recommend that AoE. And next up we have Broly without his passive. All right. I'll show you Broly without his passive real quick. We'll just reset the countdown. All right, so Broly max without his passive with Avatar and no skill tree is only doing 28 million for 4. So you can kind of see how low that DPS is. Now he does have Saiyan Roar, which is not bad like an ability, so take that. All right, next up we have Ancient Giant, 19.28 million, 1.13 billion, so pretty decent. And Soul King is actually pretty high up on this list. Now the nice thing about him is he also has a really good AoE DPS, and look at that, guys, electric buff and nuke. Yes, please. Escanor, guys, I believe he might be getting a buff soon because number 32 for a godly is crazy. Now, granted, his AoE DPS is pretty high. I'll show you the AoE DPS rankings later, but it is what it is. Also, if you guys want to see this chart for yourself, it is on the Discord, so check it, take a look at that if you would like to, and I'll try to remember to link it down below. Yeah, let me remember to link it down below here. Wait, copy link. Oh wait, I'll copy that. All right, next up we have monster number 8. Wow, I don't know how this guy's still on this list. Again, though, his AoE sucks and he's very expensive, so somehow he's still number 31. Gecko Moria. I don't know if his Evo is obtainable anymore, but you get him from this newer store mode. He's pretty good. Gremmy, guys. Not only is he a good starter unit, but look at that, guys. His AoE DPS is also good as well. He has a big AoE circle and a nuke. Kin with the passive is only number 28. Now, his passive is very hard to use, so I don't really recommend him. Goku Black. The nice thing about him is he's good against every element. It's a 2x damage bonus. Instead of a 0 damage bonus, but you don't get the 300% bonus ever, which kind of sucks. But he's just like good generally overall. 20 million DPS makes him really good against bosses, and his AoE is pretty good as well. So and he's Hill, so that's nice. All right, Shadow Enraged, and Alucard. These are very similar units. They're both full AoE, similar DPS. The difference is Alucard has slightly more DPS, but does not have the nuke. So you guys can kind of decide if you want the nuke or not. That's up to you. And Dracula is actually a pretty good starter unit too. All right, Topo God. He has a big AoE circle, and he's hybrid and cripple and okay DPS. But again, it's a big AoE circle, not full AoE. Sukuna, again, very high DPS. Only number 23 for a Gali though, which is kind of low. So ultimates and Galis are kind of similar in this game. The main thing about the Galis is they give you that, like, they're like leader units, so they give you that like damage buff. All right, Dismantle and 2 weak nukes. Yeah. And AoE DPS is okay. He's definitely kind of moving off the meta. However, he does give you 35% range, so that's kind of makes him good. All right, Trunks. A lot of people like Trunks. He has good boss DPS, but his overall DPS for like clearing out waves and mobs is not as good. Dio Over Heaven, very good, guys. Still an insane godly 1.87 billion AoE DPS. Now that's what we're talking about. All right, so Fused Warrior Blue. So this is Vegito without his passive. So I believe this is him with the least amount of damage he can have. So I will show you him with the most amount of damage he can have. So the most amount of damage Vegito can have is with Avatar, 76 million for 9. A little weak, but he does have Final Blast, which does do a lot of damage, which is pretty decent. Checking in back in on Rengoku, his damage does stay maxed. So I don't know why you would never use this. This ability is you just always use it. So I don't understand why it's an ability. All right, anyway, so Vegito Ultra Ego, he used to be bug, guys, and do like apparently trillions of damage, but they announced in the update log that he fixed it. So it's still decent DPS on Vegito Ultra Ego, and that is without the passive. So with the passive, he's very good. Luffy Nightmare, again, without the passives, decent. Apprentice Kai without the passive, decent. Black Frieza, guys, pretty decent as well. Decent size AoE circle, very high DPS, so very good against bosses. And 1 billion DPS AoE, so his AoE is very big. And honestly, a pretty solid unit overall. He's like a sleeper good unit. This past update. Rengoku Demon with the ability number 15, and he's very good for progressive modes and tournaments. Pretty decent stats. And look at that AoE DPS, very good as well. As you guys can see from me bringing him along, that AoE is insanely big. All right. Oh, I need to get Fuse Zamasu down too. Huh? All right, Fuse Zamasu without the passive buff. You can see he's already really good without the passive. 78 million for 6. Like, that is way good, even compared to, like, Broly. Like, he's really good, and he has Final Judgment as well. So, very, very good. Fear Electric and 10% damage buff. I think that might be what Final Judgment does. Yeah, that looks like what Final Judgment does. It does do that 10% damage buff, which is very nice. I will take it. Whitebeard Prime is a new unit, guys. Number 11 on this list. So, Whitebeard Prime is actually goated. I think they must have buffed him or something, and he also has some cool abilities as well. 1.14 billion DPS, a little bit low, so he's more of a boss killer. Beerus with Whis, again, a boss killer unit. Very small AoE circle, but good at bosses. Aizen, good for infinite mode. Same with Sung Jin Woo. These passives are like a rage where like you have to wait like a gazillion waves, but then he becomes OP as frick. I think these are kill. These might be kill based though, instead of waves, but it's the same general gist. All right, Luffy has the same problem, more of like an infinite mode unit. Fuse Zamasu, same kind of thing. He's still really good. But if you have his max passive, like you're doing infinite mode, let's just say this is insane. This is absolutely insane DPS. And you can kind of see him already in this game that I have. like his DPS is already very, very good. I believe this one is based on kills though. So since it's based on kills, you kind of want to like move units in a different spot. All right, here we go. So Fused Warrior Blue, no passive. So this is him with max damage, 45.15, very, very good. Goku MUI, I bring him as well, 50.81 million. I actually max leveled him too, and he has Avatar on him. So let's get him all the way up to max, and I'll show you his stats with no skill tree. No skill tree, 139 for 7.68. And he has this ultimate ability, which makes him, which is, I believe, 100 billion nuke, which is insane. He's just busted. Really, really good. Jiren full power passive solo. Let's just say Jiren is also absolutely busted. That is insane DPS. So if you're doing tournament modes, bring Jiren. He absolutely slaps. Broly with his passive also slaps too. 77, but his AoE is worse. And if we go over here to the AoE DPS rankings, look at this right here, guys. We got Fuse Zamasu #1 with 3.74 billion. Broly with 2.91 billion. Fuse Zamasu again, and then Goku MUI as well. So these three units have like the best DPS in the game, but remember, you have to match that to the elements. So that's why you want to use some of the units lower on this list, because if you have the right element, you get that 3x damage boost. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.